Over 500,000 jobs added in July, smashing expectations. CHIPS Act passed. Inflation Reduction Act will pass. Manchin and Sinema are now on board. Historic infrastructure bill. NATO stronger than it's been since World War II. He is supporting Ukraine and standing up to Putin, not to mention first gun safety legislation in decades. The Burn Pits Veterans Bill passed. Student loan forgiveness. And let's not forget, he wiped out the leader of Al-Qaeda, dead. He showed that we can take out terrorists without boots on the ground. This is huge. Finale, I ask you, does Joe Biden suddenly have the wind behind his back?
Joe Biden absolutely has the wind behind his back. I think we've been holding him to expectations higher than we've held anybody else. And nothing happens with the snap of a finger. It takes time. And people were so impatient and so quick to throw him under the bus. But he has proven that he can get back up.
You know, I think between the years of 2016 and 2020, people forgot how much work and effort it actually takes for a president to get things done. It's cooperation, it's negotiation, and it's not going to Twitter and slamming people who are ticking you off personally. This guy has just stayed the course. Do you think we are going to have an outstanding midterms?
I do. And quite frankly, I never bought into what the media kept talking about.
Listen, you know who I was supporting back then, but you were on with Biden from the beginning. What was it about him back in 2019 and 2020 when he was campaigning?
Because I believe that there is the right person for the right moment. And looking out at this audience that we have, who are the most people going to actually stand behind and not go back home to the Republican Party? Who's that going to be? And for me, that was Joe Biden. We trusted him. We knew who he was. We knew he was gaffe prone. We knew all of that. But at the time, it was the moment. And the moment called for Uncle Joe.
All right, so let's say the midterms go our way. Let's say we hold on to the House. Let's say we pick up a couple Senate seats. The question then becomes re-election.
So here's what I think about that. And I don't want people to misread this. I do not think that Biden is going to run for a second term. And if he does, he'll be my guy again.
Right on, right on. And this is super early. I'm not going to hold you to this. Who do you see picking up the mantle if Biden opts to not run for another term?
I know people are going to get really angry about this, but I think that it's going to be Mayor Pete. And if it's not Mayor Pete, I can see Gavin Newsom, and there probably are a couple others. Unfortunately, I don't see Kamala Harris. She might do it, but I don't know that the wind is going to be at her back. And I think that there is time for everything. She's got time too, but I think that as vice president, just me personally, I haven't seen a lot. And it's not that I'm expecting any more from her than I expect from, what I expected from Mike Pence. I didn't expect anything. But I will tell you that when President Obama was there, I did see Joe a lot. And they were together a lot. And that makes a heck of a difference if you're going to run for president. People want to see that you have what it takes. And, she's got time to show that. I'm not holding her any different than I would hold anybody else. I would say this, I don't care who it is. But the point is that you have to get out there and show what you can do. I've seen Pete get out there, and it doesn't matter where he is unflappable. And I thought he was that way when he was running for president too. But I just didn't think the time was right for him. And I don't think the time is right for Kamala. I think, unfortunately, people will show a lack of respect for her as vice president, and there'll be a lot of people who will jump in. And that's unfortunate, but you got to play the hand you're dealt. And I'm not sure she's been dealt a good hand right now, but I don't see her.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, the hand that you're dealt. Do you think that Pete Buttigieg can make the connection to the African-American community that he would have to make if he had any chance to really win, should he run?
Well, here's what I think. So he's going to have to get through the primary. But what I think is that once we have a person, then we're going to stick with them, because we're going to go Democrat for the most part, because Republicans have just demonstrated they don't care about us and they don't care about our vote. So no matter what you think, I don't think Democrats just say, oh, I've got the black vote. We have to go where we're going to be protected, and we're not going to be protected with Republicans. So I think that whoever makes it, they're going to have the African-American support. The point is they have to make it. And you have to come into the community and understand who we are. And you also have to have, the right people who are going to be advocates for you. So he'd have to get that advocate community behind him, and he'd have to demonstrate that he knows and understands.
Scale of 1 to 10, as a Democrat, where do you sit in terms of optimism at this specific moment where we were recording this?
I am at a 9 because this feels really good to me. And I'll tell you why I'm at a 9. Optimism gives you strength and power and force. It's a multiplier. And this, we're at one of the moments that is a defining moment for this country. We've rolled back Roe. We've talked about race in a way that is so demoralizing that it is unbelievable for the things that the Republican Party has embraced. If that doesn't get you inspired and motivated to do everything that you can, I don't know what does. And I think if folks start to understand who Republicans are and what they're about, you have no other choice but to vote. And as I say, vote them out. And so that's what we have to do.
I love listening to you speak. I just love listening to you speak.